Hello students, it is I, Professor Nalu, here with a video about marine biology because why doesn't everybody want to learn about marine biology? Aren't you all interested in science? You should be, and I'm gonna help you get interested if you're not. Let's do this. Here we go! Whoop, 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 whoop. Why should you care about marine biology? Especially if you live in a desert, like myself. It's hot, there's no ocean creatures, and they don't help you with your chores. But we used to be an ocean. Millions of years ago, we used to be a very shallow, very heavily populated inland sea. There were all sorts of creatures that lived there, from soft-bodied to hard-bodied. Hard-bodied leave behind fossils that we can find and study. Soft-bodied, not so much. A lot of them still exist to this day, and they haven't really changed much. Sponges, jellyfish, anemones, they're very ancient, but also they haven't really had the need to change much. Lots of animals have had to evolve like crazy, like whales and even fish, but sharks, not so much. They have stayed relatively similar. Just look at those teeth right there. They look pretty similar to how shark teeth look to this day. So, this sea that I was referring to, it had some pretty special shark species. Swift kaibob hunters, for example, lived in the lower portion of Arizona, and you can still find their teeth to this day. There's a species of shark that lived in the Grand Canyon that had 2 bony plates instead of thousands of individual teeth, which was a pretty rudimentary way to eat, but managed to do so for a very long time. There were also little baby sharks. There was one called the devil's tooth shark that was a bottom feeder, but just goes to show there have always been sharks of many shapes and sizes. Hello! Here's some more general shark facts because they haven't really changed a lot. Shark skin is made of roughly the same material as their teeth, called dermodental. The smooth part is angled in a way to where they get extra mobility and swiftness in the water. If you happen to pet a shark and you pet it wrong way, then it'll be really pointy and rough and sharp and probably won't feel very good. I've pet a tiny little shark before, and if you pet it the right way, it's really nice, and they really like it. Not the dangerous ones though, one of those little baby ones. But I'll post a picture of the kind of shark that I got to pet. You see that little nostril looking thing there on the shark's nose? That's actually an organ called the ampullae of Lorenzini. It detects electrical signals in the water. And you know what makes electrical signals? Fish, like me. So when sharks are hunting for their prey, they use that organ to sniff out what they're gonna eat. The main thing though is if you're scared in the water with a shark, it probably will end up making your heart beat faster, and it'll make the electrical signals in your body a little bit stronger. So that's why they say not to be afraid when you're in the water with a shark. Your signals are low and steady, then they won't bother you. Sharks of all species grow and lose thousands of teeth in their lifetime. That's why you find so many on the beach. Even ancient sharks like megalodons, still you're finding teeth that they lost millions of years ago because they grow and lose so many. And people are like, oh man, if they're still finding teeth, maybe they're still alive. And to that I say, probably not. Could you imagine how much food it would have to take to sustain a body that big? I'm sorry, I don't mean to disappoint you, but they're not around anymore. Flash quiz! True or false? Sharks have 2 penises. I'll give you a second to think about it. Nope. Were you disappointed? I hope not, because that would be really weird. The 2 organs that you see down there are actually called claspers. They hook onto a female shark and keep it in place while they do the do. But those organs are not actually penises. They have 1 penis, just 1. They just use those to hold on because they don't have hands. Jellyfish, jellyfish. All right, I know if you're like me, Jellyfish kind of scare you a little bit, and for good reason. They have one of the most advanced weapons in the animal kingdom, and they were some of the first to do it, and they've never had to change it because it works so well. It's called a nematocyst, and it's a harpoon-looking thing that shoots out from the jellyfish's tentacle and into you. It actually injects you with its venom, which is wild because it's not just like an electrical shock or something. This is a weapon that it launches into your body at some of the fastest speeds known in the animal kingdom. Another really weird thing about jellyfish is they have lots of functioning eyes. Eyes with retinas, eyes with lenses, with corneas. They could potentially see 360 degrees around them. But because they don't really have a brain for the signals to go to, they don't really process very much. They just process light and rudimentary shapes. So if they were a little bit more advanced, imagine how scary that would be. A creature with eyes all over that shoots harpoons into you. That's freaky. And that's also why I have a very healthy respect for them in the water. Some more just random cool stuff about jellyfish. They have a protein that glows under UV light, or just in general, bioluminescent. It's been used for scientific research to isolate different parts of the body in scans, and it's been used to genetically engineer certain fish called glowfish to just glow by themselves. And they're crazy colors like this green right here, orange, pink, yellow. They don't exist in the real world. They've been genetically engineered using this protein to be able to do the same thing jellyfish do. Jellyfish and medusas of all sorts, like sea anemones, have radial symmetry, which means they look the same all the way around. Like how we have lateral symmetry, which means we have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. We look the same on 2 sides. Jellyfish are very simple creatures. Their mouths are in the same place as their butts. They don't really have brains. They have what's called a nerve net, which means they can sense basic things, like they can sense when they're in pain, they can sense when they're hungry, they can sense when they've caught prey, they can sense when they need to expel it, but that's kind of it. Aha! Another ancient animal, coral. And yes, coral are animals, not plants. The hard parts of coral are actually made of the same stuff as seashells. And the coral itself is a little polyp that's kind of related to a jellyfish. It's sort of shaped the same way. It has like the tentacles, it has the little mouth butt. And its main source of food is through a symbiotic relationship with a phytoplankton called zooxanthellae. It actually provides its waste as food for the coral, and the coral in turn provides it with protection. They've become so dependent on each other that now the corals can't really survive without the zooxanthellae. And the zooxanthellae are having trouble with the warming waters as a cause of global warming. So that's why there's so much coral bleaching happening. The bleaching is when the zooxanthellae leaves the coral can't really survive without it, and it just dies. Very sad. How cool is this? You can find medicines everywhere you look in nature. Even coral. Medicines for bone diseases, anti-inflammatory diseases. They're natural barriers for islands, continents, and they protect millions of species of fish, sharks, turtles, you name it. It's like an ocean oasis wherever there's a coral reef. There's an abundance of food, abundance of fish, so all animals in all levels of the food chain can get their fill, which is part of why they're so important. Without these reefs, there would be an absence of food for all levels of the food chain. It's amazing to think how one species can be so crucial to all the others. They're called keystone species. They influence so many others in their same ecosystem. And that's it, folks. If you have any other curiosities, questions, suggestions for videos, please let me know. I love yapping about this stuff. Please be nice to fish when you're fishing. Don't throw your trash in the ocean. Meow!